You're welcome back. I'm being joined by my guest who has already joined me virtually. He's no other person than a popular face on KAFTAN TV, and he is Agiri Chris. Agiri, you're welcome to the Polity this auspicious day.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, KAFTAN TV viewers. Let me quickly commend what you guys are doing, taking interest in discussing issues that borders on the Nigerian society, enlightening people. It's what we expect from broadcast stations like yours, and then I can only say more grease to your elbows. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Agiri. Agiri Chris is a vexillologist and a social affairs commentator. Let's start on this note. Vexillology is a very, very rare word. It's not a common word in the Nigerian day-to-day lexicon. Our viewers would like to know what is the meaning of vexillology, and I was made to understand that is the study of flags. What do you do beyond just studying flags? Why does somebody need to be a vexillologist, Agiri Chris?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the background of flags. I played the indulgence to bring back the flag, so I can use that background to further educate them.
That's
well,
right.
The field of bring it back. The field of vexillology.
Yeah, go ahead.
In fact, it is by being associated with vexillology that has to do with flags, national flags.
Yeah.
Flags representing nations, sovereign nations. So it is through the vexillology world. You can tour the world. You can tour around the world in 30 minutes. You can tour around the world in 30 minutes.
In 30
from
minutes.
one country to another. Well, from one country to another. Delivering message of peace, message of hope, a message of one common humanity. And of course, it has to do with study of flags and related items. Flags, national flags in particular, like our own green, white, green Nigerian national flag. So why is it that every sovereign nation is identified by its own unique flag? Every country, every national flag is backed by law. Our own is governed by what we call originally the Flag and Coat of Arms Ordinance 48 of September 16th, 1960, when the House of Representatives then in Lagos, presided over by Dr. Kwanwaso, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, passed the bill, giving back to the Nigerian national flag, the green, white, green Nigerian national flag. It has to do with how you use the flag, how you dispose the flag when it's old or worn out. It has to do generally with interest in flags.
Okay.
I find myself first and foremost developing interest in issues relating to flags. But then the way Nigeria is today, let me tell you a quick one why the flag is a very important item. With this flag of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is the commonest, the simplest, the strongest, and most important object that we can use to mobilize and galvanize Nigerians for a common cause.
Okay.
The Flag Foundation, going forward from now, is coming out with programs and strategies to sell this flag to Nigerians, to make Nigerians take ownership of their national flag. By so doing, taking ownership of their place, their common place as Nigerians. By so doing, living up to expectations, to their duties and responsibilities for citizenship. As a citizen of Nigeria, you have a duty, a sacred duty, empowered by the Constitution and by natural law. You have a duty to look after the society, to contribute your best to the well-being of the society, selflessly. As you go to church and spend 2-3 hours, as you go to mosque 5 times a day, as you go to shrine to consult with the oracles, as you wherever you are, you look after that society.
Okay.
Nigerians are not looking after the Nigerian society. Nigerians are not playing their role, their constitutional role, their duties, their responsibilities to the nation. The government, by extension, the government also is failing in its duties. The government is failing in its duties. So it's not a time to blame who is right or who is wrong. The point that there's a lot of ignorance. Like, for instance, the way our country is today, we are supposed to rally down the government. Whatever government is in power, as we have President Bola Ahmed Tinubu today, as we have them from this local government to the states, every Nigerian citizen should show interest in what the government is doing and to support the government wholeheartedly. Support the government wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
The way we do things. So we have abandoned our country, we abandoned our national flag, we abandoned our duties and responsibilities, we keep passing the buck, we keep blaming each other, government keeps blaming the people keep blaming government, whereas we are failing in our duties, in our responsibilities as citizens.
Okay.
We are failing humanity. Because look at the way lives are lost in our country.
Okay,
I mean, we are failing humanity. So let us join ourselves back, using this national flag as a point of contact, using this national flag as an object of inspiration. Let this flag inspire you as a Nigerian.
Okay.
Let this flag, spur you to better action. Let this flag promote peace, promote love, and promote national unity. Let this flag promote and invigorate that spirit of Nigeria, our country, Nigeria, our fatherland. Nigeria, we heard thee, our own dear motherland. Let us come back to our duties and responsibilities to help the government succeed. If you don't like the government, in the next election, you can vote them out. But for now, I call on all Nigerians to give their support individually and collectively to government. Government should do its own by letting the people know what they are doing. Government programs and policies should be properly communicated to the people. So government should carry the people along to be able to help itself to succeed. Okay. That is my message today. And indeed, it is my New Year message to Nigeria and Nigerians. Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Well, Chris Agiri, you have mentioned that flags of all nations represent the country's unity. It is a symbol of nationalism and patriotism. Well, in Nigeria, in indeed so many African countries, particularly developing countries, flags are left flying, and they are exposed to the vagaries of the weather, and they become tattered. What does that do to the image of a nation?
As a matter of fact, it gives the country a very bad image. Your flag, your national flag, is your number one image maker. This green, white, green is the Nigeria you can hold and touch and feel. This green, white, green is expected to inspire you. If it is tattered, if it's worn out, as you see flags, national flag flying, even in front of government offices, in front of sacred places, churches, the schools, flags that are torn and tattered, it does not show honor to our country. We are failing in that. And the moment we begin to, we're not saying you should worship the flag as an state of idolatry, no. What we're saying is this: identify with your national flag. Our green, white, green. Indeed, Nigerians don't know why we have always survived from the state of Principe and then bouncing back. If you look at the real meaning of this green, white, green, green as a secondary color, green is a symbol of hope. Green is a symbol of life over death. Green, when you come to a tree, any tree that has green leaves, that tree is alive and will likely yield fruit for you to eat. When you go to your farms and the plants are greenish, you are sure, almost sure and certain that it's going to yield a fruit, whether yam or beans or rice or cassava, whatever. And without it, once you see a green, so a green color inspires you, it gives you hope. And this is our national color.
Okay.
White itself, as a symbol of purity and innocence, it's a symbol of righteousness, it's a symbol of peace. Look at our country today, our once peaceful country. You see killings here and there in Nigeria. That's not good. We are directly staining this white flag. We are staining this flag by the way blood is flowed in our land, and that must stop. So let us, every Nigerian, buy into what this flag stands for and what it represents. It stands for patriotism. It stands for national unity. It stands for love for yourself and for your fellow countrymen. It stands for unalloyed support, total, absolute loyalty to the government, institutions of government, to yourself, to your fellow citizens. And it is by so coming together that we can build Nigeria of our dream. Let this flag spur you to greater action. Let it inspire you. You know I will have a program between now and the next 1 year. We will be distributing about 100 million handheld flags. 100 million. Every Nigerian home is supposed to have a flag. Keep it in your homes. Keep it clean. Keep it in your cars. Keep it in your offices. Mount it in your schools and in your churches. In the altars. This color, the interpretation of this color, is one of the hidden secrets why we are surviving. When people thought we were gone as a nation, as a people, we bounce back. And I bet you, Nigeria is going to bounce back greatly, more than ever before. Okay. Thank you very much.
Finally, on the flags, I've seen protests on global television where protesters set flags of other nations on fire, as a demonstration of their anger against certain policies that are deemed to be oppressive. Does that equal, because a protester cannot send a bomb or destroy the entire fabric of that country, but when you have mentioned that a flag encompasses what the nation represents, does that equal targeting that nation by way of destruction?
Well, you have just said it all, and thank you for your deep, in-depth knowledge about this. If you, by burning the country's flag, it is assumed you have murdered that country.
Okay.
It means that if the president is with you, you can murder him as a symbol of that country. That is why you watch the Middle East and then the United States. When you see them burn the American flag, it is out of anger, it's out of pain. Since they can't get hold of you, they inflict that injury on your country. And I tell you, there's no responsible patriotic citizen of any country that sees his national flag being burned by another, that will not be forced to fight back, because you have really enjoyed the person's spirit. The flag itself, like we said, it's an object with a double intentionality. It has a dual meaning. The aesthetic nature, when you see flags flying, and when you see a good flag, lovely flag installed as a symbol of power and authority, the spirit behind him, when we say the letters of the Constitution and the spirit of the Constitution, the spirit that governs the flag as it is. First, it's beyond a mere piece of cloth. It was legislated upon. The flag was legislated upon.
Yeah.
It's a creation of the law. The flag is assumed to have a life of its own, why it is honored. So, watch generals, military men, when a military officer dies in battle, when a general dies in battle, at the last moment of interment of honoring them, the coffin is covered with the national flag. And as it's still before the corpse is lowered to Mother Earth, that flag will be removed. In a way, the military do their things, folded, given to the head, or whether it is the chief of army staff, whoever is representative, and then it will be handed over to the next of kin of that general, either the wife or the daughter or the son, or to the family. What does that mean? The nation is saying, you have given us all. There's nothing, there isn't much to pay you other than giving you this national flag. So handing over a national flag like that is the highest honor to be given to a patriot. That is why presidents, their coffins are covered with the national flag. And before interment is removed and folded and given as a sacred object. A national flag of any country is a sacred civic object. It is sacred in the sense that it is governed by law how you use it. I tell you, there was a case in the United States, in New Orleans. A soldier on duty opened fire on the American flag and fired the flag to tattered. And then he was disarmed, arrested. He was court-martialed and was executed for firing on the American flag. So that will tell you, and I tell you, take it or leave it. Until we start honoring this flag, until we start doing things and living our lives collectively as an individual and as a nation, as a society, and individually as a person, as a citizen, I tell you, we'll continue to wallow in crisis.
Okay.
This is an object that will rally us together. And we can't solve a Nigerian problem without coming together. That's why this is the strongest symbol of national unity. It is the strongest symbol of patriotism.
Okay.
I mean, look at a sportsman in the field of sports having won gold in the Olympic Games. You know what that means? Your national flag is being, raised and hosted with the national anthem. So these are objects of seemingly worship, objects of honor. Before they misinterpret me when I say worship, these are objects of honor that is honored. Of course, your Quran, your Holy Quran or the Holy Bible, no matter how old it is, you will not use it to clean your annals. It's not that the letters will be wiped away. It's not that the words. You will not use it to clean your annals. The pages of the Bible, even when it's soaked with water, you will not use it to clean your hands. Why is this so? That position that you see the Quran in the life of a devoted Muslim and the Bible in the life of a devoted Christian is what the national flag represents to the citizens of that country.
Okay.
So let us honor it for what it stands for. Let us respect it for what it represents.
Okay. Well, I quite align with you, Chris Agiri. Respect for our national flag as a national symbol is inevitable, and that is the more reason why our sportsmen and women, when they win laurels abroad, they adorn their body, they fly the flag as a sign of symbol, proudly. And then when our leaders, particularly presidents, passed to the great beyond, they are taken to their graves covered with the national flag, with the colors of the national flag. Even our fallen heroes, they are buried with the colors of the national flag. So it's a symbol that everybody should respect. And when there's a national calamity, government usually announce that flag should be flown at half mast. Well, Agiri, let's move on to something developmental. I know President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has just ascended to the bill establishing the North Central Development Commission. Zone was the last in 2024, precisely on the 6th of December 2024, which is last year. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made some changes, and where he appointed Dr. Emeka Nwogu as the chairman of the Southeast Development Commission. So the Development Commission are regional commissions that have come full circle. All the 6 geopolitical zones have their own regional development commissions, and we understand the reason for setting them up is about provisions of expectation of good governance in all sectors of the nation's economy. How do you feel? Is it auspicious? Is it justifiable for all regions to have their regional commission, development commission? Let's start from there.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. I twirl for President Tinubu for this initiative. It is wonderful, it's timely, it's innovative, and then it balances. Now we have the NDDC for intervention for oil producing areas, and then, as an intervention program to fill the gaps that exist. And there are this deep gap that exists. Then the Northwest, in the Northeast, that has done a lot in Meduguri, and then in the Northeast generally.
Yeah.
Then the Northwest, which also needs intervention, there's need for intervention there. The North Central is set about also suffer the wrath of all that we're talking about. The Southeast itself, even Southeast on is even more strategic. Now the Southwest is coming, all well and fine. So what's the motive behind it? Yes, we have seen the local government. We've seen how passionate the president has demonstrated towards local government autonomy. We've seen the pushback from the governors, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. The governors have forgotten why they are there. Why they are there, and the need for them to support any organization, any agency that will help do the work. The essence of governance is to preserve the enablers for the citizens to go about to explore their God-given potential. And where the basics are lacking, then what do you expect? The president is a good right step in the right direction. I also pray that they will properly fund it. And then I also pray that they wouldn't look at it as another NDDC. Like the Senate President, Senator Fabio, described NDDC as a ATM machine, as ATM machine where people come and plug and take money. And then the Niger Delta remains in a pitiable state. Let me also sound it loud and clear to both the politicians, to the governors, to those that are appointed into that board that is going to manage it, including the civil servants that will also constitute the bureaucracy. They must change their mindset. This is not another NDDC. It's not another place where you come and plug money. These are the things designed to make the people feel a sense of belonging. Look at the Southeast. Look at the education. We as their elders have been trying to see what we tell this body. Well, let's say somebody has run amok. Are you going to control that way? For me as a national commentator, how do I approach these agitators? How do we get them together to begin to talk sense into them? They are young people addressing a problem in their own way, and then making the mistakes that are compounded our problems in the Southeast. Now, the Southeast Development Commission, what I'm saying them, I say that after the Civil War, it had the 3 R's declared by the federal government then: reintegration, reconciliation, and rehabilitation. Yes, the 3 R's. You see strong arguments that the 3 R's were just on paper, that it was not properly implemented. Though me as somebody below the age of 10, that time, one thing I can deduce now is that after the Civil War, there was reintegration. Nigeria set a record that the world had not known. Nigeria set a record. After the fierce Civil War, the war ended with no victor, no vanquished declared. And then the 3 R's: reconciliation, reintegration, and reconstruction. Indeed, there was reconciliation. There was reintegration. That within 9 years after the war, the Igbos, the Southeasterners have permeated back in different parts of Nigeria, living and making a living, contributing to national development. And then we had the first citizen election. You see the Igbo man as number 2 citizen in the person of the late N5OM. You also had the Igbo man as the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the person of Umezuoke. Yes, in the Second Republic, that was reconciliation and reintegration.
Yeah.
Yes, even when the people argue about reconstruction, there was no major reconstruction, so to speak. The Igbos, out of their own hard working, started developing their places, started rebuilding the places that were destroyed by war, even with no major federal government assistance. But so there was until the military coup that removed Shagari from office. That is what halted the development in the southeast. Now that there was no cry for marginalization, there was no such cry. There were Igbo young men, including myself, there was nothing like complaining. You're waiting for federal job, you're waiting for an NPC job. So it's these are the right steps. These are foundational, frameworks that will further unite Nigeria, that will rebuild national unity and national cohesion and national trust. Let them downplay politics. Let the people appointed know that this is a sacred duty. This is a national assignment that they are expected to deliver. And everybody eye they read for Nigeria now. Young people way hungry. Everybody eye they read. Honestly, we should be praying for those who are appointed so that they can put in and give in their best selflessly. It's time we begin to render selfless service to our society. It's time we begin to buy into the idea of volunteerism. People have to volunteer their time to help this country. It's no longer a matter of if you are not giving political appointments, if you are not making money from the government. No, it's a race against time. Government don't even have all the money. So let the money that is available be properly channeled. And we must also refocus our attention on the governance. There's a lot of frivolities going on at the subnational levels. Some governors are behaving like emperors, presiding over their empires. Some governors are just formulating policies that are not people-oriented. Some programs that will not within the shortest possible time, positively impact the life of the people, forgetting that there is hunger in the land.
Okay.
So a lot of wastages going on in government houses, in government departments, from national to local government to states, has to stop. Nigerians have to come alive, raise your flag, hold your leaders accountable, but support them in any way you can. What we are trying to do in the Flower Foundation is this. Any government agency, tell us what you want Nigerians to hear. Tell us what you are telling, what you want, how you want Nigerians to support you. If it is an NPC, what role do you want Nigerians to play to make sure that you live up to your bidding? If it's ministries, what do you want Nigerians to come in?
Okay.
And people, we don't engage the people. Nigerians will be willing to volunteer their time.
Let me ask you this question.
So that the society moves forward. Thank you.
Well, Agiri, you and I, both of us are Nigerians, and we know the preponderance characteristics of Nigerian politicians. I know of a regional development agency that have not been able to take off the ground because of argument over the siting of the headquarters as of the commission. As trivial as that may sound, yesterday at the plenary, Gospel Akpabio, the Senate President, Senator Akpabio, announced the appointment of Senator Oji Uzokalu, an APC member from Abia North, as the chairman of the Southeast Development Commission, as well as Senator Ken Eze from Ebonyi Central. What would you be advising so that they will have a smooth sail over the takeoff? I know to discourage behaviors that will be inimical for the smooth takeoff of this development agency in terms of siting of the headquarters, within the southeast region of the country.
See, this is where I frown at politics. This is the challenge is when everything is politicized. For God's sake, with due respect to the Senate and the House of Reps, they can appoint chairmen for oversight functions. But let the commission take off.
Yeah.
Let the commissions take off.
Yeah.
And the politics of where you keep the headquarters, as far as I'm concerned, it's not that's not is there any infrastructure on ground?
No.
There's no infrastructure on ground. So wherever within the southeast, for instance, they decide to locate the headquarters, let it be for the expediency of administration. Let it be for a location that will be of advantage to the member states. Let it just be for the good of the people. It's not a matter of they shouldn't see it as another dividend of democracy. We must put the administrative headquarters where it is easier for them to navigate and operate from. And so, and even appointing membership, I mean, the board is broad-based, all the political zones are there. Those who are appointed should not also see it that if you are appointed to the North Central, it is now you are there. Maybe if you are from the Northwest, you are I mean, if you are from the Southwest, you are there representing the Southwest in terms of the largest.
Hello, Agiri.
Yes.
Could you hold your thoughts there? We're being joined by Mazi Okorafo from Arochukwu. Let's hear his thoughts over this matter. Mazi Okorafo from Arochukwu.
Yeah. You see, when we're talking about this commission, it's very, very interesting. That's Mazi Okorafo from Arochukwu. Are you hearing me?
We can hear you, Mazi Okorafo. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I will advise the government to political zone to make it balanced. Commission to cover this political zone.
Okay.
Reason. When you cover this political zone, no zone will be complaining that they are being marginalized.
Yeah.
That they are being not carried along. That the government is not doing this. And this commission should do a lot of protocol. If you look at anything, corruption is just cripple the rule of this commission. That is why they will start a job, they abandon it,
Yeah.
money will just keep promotion. Before you touch another thing, another chairman and a member will come. It's the same job, they will still be awarded, it's the same go. So it is not a question of forming commission. The federal government should have an independent body
Okay.
to monitor all this commission they are creating. So that any project that monitoring board will know about the commission. It's just like test form.
Yeah.
You know, when test form goes to university, anything that they monitor it to make sure that the decision they are given before they are put it, that is why the test form is working. That is the federal government should make sure that the commission will. And they should tell about also. When the commission is working, help all of them. Communities, national leaders, regional leaders, youth leaders, there. And the people where those things have been done, the job of content of prosecution, they should be part and parcel of what the commission is doing for them. In situation whereby they will go to headquarters, give contract or job, contractor will go there, do the digital work and you know, next day they will come back to the same project. It doesn't make sense. Because the essence of commission is to make sure that democracy, dividends of democracy get to the top tier of the government. The situation whereby it doesn't get to the get to development. Honestly speaking, that's what I'm saying to people now. I'm not saying you should not eat to eat, but make sure that you do 80% of the job before you talk about eating.
Okay.
That you have completed your job 100%. The leftover you can say, for this person, right, you eat 80%. If I'm playing with 80%, now do something 20%. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And if you talk about anybody that gives the contract in any place, in the infrastructure, whatever is benefit in any commission, in any place, let the people be indigenous of that place. So that when the projects are not being executed, the people that should be held responsible. Don't go and bring somebody from Chinese or from Ghana or Gambia to come and do it. It doesn't make sense. We have to remember to come for the president in Abuja.
We appreciate your perspective, Mazi Okoro from Arochukwu. As usual, he has met with. Did you hear him, Chris?
Yes, I had him. I heard him.
Could you respond to a few of the things he raised?
No. Basically what he's saying, I mentioned that earlier. It shouldn't be another NDDC.
Exactly, you said it earlier.
Because you look, their mindset is that of, and their mindset and imagination is like what goes on in NDDC. One, NDDC have more money because from derivation, right? From oil, and then with a specific purpose of, taking care of the pains and sufferings of the oil producing communities. Unfortunately, to how well that has taken place, I don't know. That's the topic for another day. The point is this: there's a call to duty. There's a call to duty. We should respond. Every Nigerian should respond selflessly. There are no monies again to throw around because the people are hungry, and so that is why those who are appointed, give them all the support.
Well,
like
let me ask you about those who are being appointed. You are from the southeast, right?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the names, of the people being appointed, particularly as regards their pedigree?
Yeah. So when is it because of the politics of name and all that? I don't want to get into that.
Okay.
But so let's get it straight.
Yeah.
Those so appointed, some of them I know.
Yeah.
Come on, all that have capacity. Capacity. Let's say, for instance, the chairman.
Yeah.
Dr. Meka
Wogu.
I tell you, it's simply divine because his experience within the system as a minister of the Federal Republic, as a two-time minister, as somebody that has handled serious national assignments and delivered results.
That's right.
Even as I have from the state level, from the local government level, nobody will have a variety influence over him. And he's a lawyer for 30-something years. He can. The only thing is this, that people should just refrain from the mindset that there's money to be made. No, they should refrain their mindset from there. There's job to be done. There's job to be done, and they're expected to deliver, and they have to deliver. And by the grace of God, they will deliver. I personally have volunteered to give them every support, including mobilization, of the people's goodwill, including, getting the young people in the southeast, including the southeasterners in abroad, to buy into their vision and work with them.
Agiri, could you hold your thoughts there? You're making very valid points. We are being joined by S.O. Dudu from Cross River State. S.O. Dudu is our KAFTAN ambassador in Cross River State. Please, S.O. Dudu, go ahead. You are here, Dr. Agiri. Amen. Thank you.
And imagine a beautiful world.
That's right.
Thank you.
Imagine also a beautiful and a wonderful regional commission with KAFTANTV.
Yes, that's right. S.O. Dudu is your show.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Hunohashi Macauley, our very wonderful host.
Good afternoon, S.O. Dudu.
Good afternoon to Sir Chris.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon. How is Cross River?
Yes, regional commission has possible as a panacea for development. Yes, it's a very wonderful topic. Thank you so much for KAFTANTV for always giving us this opportunity to contribute to critical national issues. That is a panacea for development and economic growth. Yes, if you look at the history of regional, if you look at the history of interventionist agency, what we are just seeing now is just a change of nomenclature with the coming of region. We were having before now NPDC, Niger Delta Development Commission.
Before that, it was UMPADEC.
Yes. Yes, whatsoever. There have been a change of nomenclature.
well-being and the welfare of the indigenous of this area, that is another question.
That's another question, yeah.
Now, if you look at the NDDC, if you try to chronicle the appointment that have been made right from its inception around the early 2000s, you will discover that the real intention of this creation, which were supposed to, among others, to ensure that the well-being of the people, the welfare of the people, the environment will be clean. From what we have environmentalists that fought, that agitated, some were killed, some were beheaded by the military, to see that if their dreams were actually actualized. But you discover that appointments that were made on political patronage. Most of these occupants were not nationalistic, just as our guest is saying. Now, look at now we see the regional commission, a change of another nomenclature. If you look at the president, has a very good intention with the coming of this regional commission, creation of this regional commission, to where we have the 6th commission now. But if you look at what is happening, the fight over the siting of the of headquarters of some commission, appointments that they are making, some actually has a very good pedigree, haven't seen their antecedents. But there are some appointments they are making, even coming from the Senate. I can tell you that that appointment is not too good. Why? We should not bring politics into this. We must not consider our party. If we consider our party, the people will think it's a normal business. But this is not what we should be after now. If you are giving this appointment, it should be based on meritocracy. I know that most of those people are actually sound. That since it's APC, they will go there and do what they want to do. And they will go with it. I am an APC member.
Yes, I know.
But I can't take this. Look at, like in the Southeast, Senator Jizokali is well read, I know. He's the ranking senator. But why don't we look at other political parties and give such an appointment? Go to other areas. And let me tell you, if you look at what is happening, like in the South, there are a lot of the people in the South, most of our leaders, they are not nationalistic. They are in their thinking about development, taking development to their people. And if you look at what is happening now with the coming of these regional commissions, you are going to see that, I am telling you, mark my word, Mr. Hunohashi, are you there?
I'm here.
Mark my word. You are going to see that most of these interventionist commissions in the north now are going to surpass those in the south. Mark my word, today, the 4th of February, they will surpass it because most of our leaders in the south, they don't think about the people. But this is the time. Whosoever that is lucky to be given this appointment, either based on political patronage or whatsoever, should think about the people. We should be nationalistic in his or her view.
Yeah.
To know that yes, the people are passing through a lot of difficulties. To know that yes, the people in the region are in very need of development. Development that will translate to a changing in the welfare and the well-being of the people. If the person can come and do this, I can tell you that this regional commission that Mr. President is coming up with will go a long way to actually rehabilitate, reconstruct, and as well reintegrate the people of this area, most especially in the south. The South-South, the Development Commission, the South-East Development Commission, and the Southwest Development Commission.
Okay.
We pray that God continue to bless us.
Amen.
Because of the program and it's still calling. Thank you. S.O.B. calling from Cross River State.
Thank you, Dudu. On that note, we are going to take a very, very short break. When we return, Richard Agiri, Chris will still be here with me. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Very short break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're tuned to the Polity, coming to you live from the Abuja studios of King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network, commonly referred to as KAFTANTV. My name is Macauley Hunohashi. Well, Chris Agiri, ahead of the November 2025 governorship election in Anambra State, the All Progressives Congress on Monday announced that aspirants seeking to run on the party's platform must pay 15 million naira to obtain the nomination and expression of interest forms. The party also released a detailed primary election timetable outlining key activities and dates leading up to the poll. According to the schedule signed by National Organizing Secretary Suleiman Argungu, female aspirants and persons living with disabilities will only be required to purchase the expression of interest form for 10 million naira, while the nomination form will be given to them free of charge. Additionally, young politicians aged between 25 to 40 years who wish to contest will receive a 50% discount on the nomination form, but they must still pay for the expression of interest form. Argungu stated that all interested aspirants must visit the APC national headquarters in Wuse to Abuja between February 10th and 25th to purchase their forms. He explained that in compliance with the relevant sections of the Nigerian Constitution and the Electoral Act, the APC had released its timetable and schedule of activities for the November 2025 governorship election. Well, the APC primary election is expected to be highly competitive, with several aspirants already expressing interest in contesting for the party's ticket. But the 15 million naira fee has sparked debates among party faithful, with some arguing that it may limit the participation of grassroots politicians, the likes of S.O. Dudu, if he was in Anambra State, and he has the capacity and he knows that he has the wherewithal to offer service, but lacks the financial muscles, cannot he throw his hat in the race. Agiri, Chris, if you are there with me virtually, could you bear your thoughts on this 15 million naira to purchase expression of interest form and nomination form to throw your hat in the race to contest for the governorship of Anambra State? What are your thoughts?
Well, at least from the last general election, we've seen that APC as a party, their policy of how much they charge, that is their business. And well, Nigerian politics is already monetized. So I don't want to talk about that, but I know that yesterday we had our first quarter interaction between INEC management, presided over by the chairman, and the CSOs that they always sent out for election observation. I was there. He mentioned that the party primaries, yes, last year in November, INEC issued a timetable for Anambra election. It must say between 360 days or 365 years to the election, INEC informs the parties and the state and the nation that governorship election will be coming. With that, INEC did, and the chairman told us yesterday that from March 10th, the party primaries for Anambra governorship election will commence and end by April 10th. So those who are interested, I mean, from his records, 19 political parties are free to participate in the election.
Yes.
He also advised us as election observers to pay attention to party primaries, because if the party primaries are shabbily done, it has a direct link with the candidates who are provided to run for the election. It is the party primaries that brings out the candidate that will run for the actual governorship election.
Yeah.
So if the parties are not properly monitored and they just do it as a jamboree, as they always do, you know, it doesn't help the system. It doesn't help our democracy. Of course, if the money is so much, look at me now. It is said to be governor, not the hungry man, and I have what it takes, you know, to preside over the state. For where now, who give me 50 million? Assuming from Anambra, now who give me 50 million? What you take by from? So, well, that's on the lighter note. And Anambarians, there's a lot of them that have capacity. What we are advocating, please, let responsible people, let people that have second address, let people that have capacity present themselves for election for these 19 political parties. And then we'll cry for, I commended INEC yesterday because of how peaceful Ondo State election was. And then I advised them to replicate it. So who says that somebody from the least party cannot win election?
Yeah.
Who says so? Why must it be the prerogative of the big parties to win governorship election? You know. So what we're saying is that let the vote count. Let the people vote the candidate of their choice. You know. If you are so convinced you have something to offer, go through any of the parties and run for the election. And from now on, we're not going to rest on our oars to call for free, fair, credible election for Anambra governorship. If the incumbent governor is performing, re-elect him. If he's not performing, vote him out. And vote in somebody you think, without, it's not a do or die thing, it's not a war, it's not a battle.
Yeah.
I was part of the Anambra governorship election in 2021. I know what we went through. It was very challenging. Thank God that election ended peacefully. That gave back to Professor Charles Soludo. Let the Anambarians look at his scorecard. If he has performed, vote him back. If he has not performed, vote him out. There's no sentiments about these things. And then we are also watching them in some party primaries where they now buy delegates. They buy delegates. We are going to observers who are going to keenly observe the party primary from next month as the Anambra governorship election.
Okay, many people are already expressing, apprehension that people like you that have what it takes to, to provide leadership will be disenfranchised for lack of money.
Yes.
Do you think this is inimical to the emergence of, better candidates?
To some extent, yes. Point blank, to some extent, yes. Because a lot can't afford that. But whatever it is, since you are devoted yourself to serve the people, it must not necessarily be your capacity as a governor, as a senator, as a rep member, as an assembly member, as a councillor or local government chairman. I am proud to say, as a Nigerian, I am serving the Nigerian society. I am serving wholeheartedly. That all that God has given me, I deploy it for the Nigerian state at my own expense. At my own expense. If I get a thank you, all well and fine. There is satisfaction, there is joy in serving, in whichever way. Even as a vulcanizer, even as a church warden, as an altar, there is joy of serving. Serve the society that way. Support the governor. Since you don't have the money, support somebody you think share the same ideology with you, that has capacity to deliver. Dedicate yourself to work with him. At the same time, it is for the good of the people. So that we don't overemphasize on that. There can only be one governor at a time for how many? Over 3-4 million Anambarians. Those are not, even after the election, that's what I've always called out for. If you are not the winner of the election, what stops you from aligning and working and supporting that person that won the election? Is it not for the good of the people in the first instance? Like politicians will always say, we want to serve the people, we want to give back to the people. In any little capacity, you can genuinely and honestly give back to the people. Posterity will record it for you. That's what we are clamoring. So the elections will be less contentious. But after an election, all the contestants will end up in Supreme Court. Come on. Those are the things we should be, doing away with. Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's move to the next question, which has to do with the opposition, there are talks about coalition, and my producer is going to change the topic to what I'm going to ask you. There are talks about coalition. Recently, former Governor Kaduna State Rufai took a swipe at the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's late government to say they are providing bad leadership, and he decided to join the likes of former presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku to also take a swipe at the leadership of the government, the likes of Kwanwaso, even Peter Obi. But the presidency seemed to be unruffled with their antics, where the presidency said, through the special advisor on public communications, Sunday Dare, where he said, let's meet in 2027. The presidency seemed to be unruffled by these talks of coalition. What's your take on that?
Well, all they are politicians.
They are politicians.
Are they not?
Yeah.
They are politicians. This is their threat now. This is their stock is threat. We have seen it. This is not the first, this is not the second, this is not the third. But then as it is, I frown at in a situation where politics and political talk will be taking center stage when the current administration is now to 2 years. For God's sake. In as much as you politic, you have a right to aspire. As politicians, you have a right to organize, and as an opposition, you have the right to criticize government, criticize government constructively. Unfortunately, when they get there, if you begin to criticize them, it becomes a problem. It's a recurring thing in the Nigerian polity. Where they are starting, they should also join hands with government to ensure that at least the ship of the state is properly steered and guided, heading to 2027.
Okay.
These talks, political talks, do not occupy. Occupy the politics now.
Hold your thought. We are being joined by another vibrant caller.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, turn down the volume of your TV and go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
My name is Abadantaka. I'm calling from Kafinadaura.
Yeah, what's your name, sir?
Abadantaka.
Dantaka. Oh, we lost the caller. Go ahead on your line of thoughts, Agiri.
Yeah, so with all due respect to them, where they are, as an opposition, where they should criticize government constructively. Yes, and they should show interest by ensuring that they contribute their quota as citizens, as free citizens of Nigeria, to ensure that the government succeeds.
Yeah.
So that 2027 will come.
Okay.
Whichever way they can.
Okay, we are being joined by Osodudu once again from Cross River State, our KAFTAN ambassador in Cross River. Please go ahead, Osodudu.
Thank you so much. Let me start with the topic now. Let's meet in 2027.
Yes.
Presidency there, Atiku, Kwanwaso, Rufai. Yes, I would like to lend my voice to the topic by appreciating what our guest is saying. From all indication, we expect most of these our true politicians at this point in time to come and actually come and play. If they want to criticize the government, they should criticize the government in a constructive way. This is what the government should do, and this is where they fail to do it. And if we are coming, this is what we are going to do. I think that is a better way for the good journey into 2027.
Yeah.
But they are not doing that. They will come and criticize the government without giving us a good point, actionable point.
And that's what that's exactly what Agiri is saying.
Yes.
Yes. You're aligned with him. Yeah.
Yes, points that we know that yes, these people, they have failed completely. Then if we give you this opportunity, if you come, you will be able to address these our critical needs that these people fail to address, but they are not doing that. And again, even these people, we expect them to be open. We expect them to be open. If the government does not have what it takes, if the people in the government, the cabinet, are not actually doing what they should do, and you think you should do it, you can approach the president, you can approach the dealer to actually advise the government on what the government should do that will benefit the people. There should be, just as I said before, there should be nationalistic. They should be thinking about the Nigerian citizens, not their personal interests. But if you look at what is happening from all what they are demonstrating, from their body language, and from what they have been saying, they are only concerned with their personal interests, which is not supposed to be. If you listen, if you could remember vividly, last week I mentioned something. I said, or it was in Monday or thereabout, that if you look at these political parties, the opposition, they are not doing the needful. Why? Because the leadership is very poor. We expect a very strong leadership where in the national secretary, the party chairman, the party secretary, they will talk there, they will begin to criticize the government, they will criticize the government constructively, issue statement that Nigerians will know that yes, you have repented. You are now a brand political party that is ready to provide a very good opposition rule, to the Nigerian masses. Then on the topic on the 50 million naira benchmark for Anambra State governorship election. Well, it is quite unfortunate.
Okay.
We were thinking that APC, our party, will change, but they are not changing. 50 million naira. 50 million naira. Despite the fact that Anambra is a state where we have multi-millionaires. What of people that have all it takes and the money is not there to obtain that form? So you disenfranchise them to come and govern their people. APC should have a rethink. We are watching. I told us that if anybody in 2015 told President Jonathan, that he will be defeated, he wouldn't have believed it. May God continue to bless us.
Amen. Thank you, Esodudu, for your perspective as always. Agiri, as we wind down, let me ask you this question. Are you there, Agiri? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, former Speaker of House of Representatives and Governor of Katsina State, Alhaji Bello Masari, reacted in Katsina, precisely at Kafun local government area during the flag-off of the campaign for the Katsina State local government election scheduled for February 15, where he did say, and I quote, "The news making rounds in the social media that some politicians are teaming up for merger is nothing but regrouping of those who lost political favors in the APC in terms of appointments or patronage." End of quote. Do you agree with him?
I don't want to join issues with their politicians.
With their infighting.
I don't. Excuse me. With all due respect, I don't want to be caught in the crossfire. Yes. That is this. What else would they be doing? That's politicians.
That's politicians.
That's why we're saying, okay, in as much as they have the right, constitutional right to aspire and to do what, they owe it a duty. They owe a duty to the nation, to the people, a duty of care.
Yeah.
They want the people to live and survive till 2027. They should support government in one way or the other. It does not stop them. It does not contradict their aspiration. You can't. The government looks abandoned. They are the ones. It's all of them. The issue is this: beyond their personal interests, let our political leaders know that we Nigerians are not happy because we're in pains of hardship, of suffering, economic hardship. So they were part of the problem. So they should join hands, no matter their aspiration. They should join hands with the government of the day or to be seen to be joining hands in any capacity, beginning from your community. If they go and support their local government chairman and see what goes on there, is not against, will not work against their aspiration. Let them, okay, those areas government is failing, they should be filling the gap, you know, as a build up to their future aspirations. And not to stand akimbo and be criticizing from one side and be talking from the other side. For God's sake, how many people will live to see 2027? Do you understand me? From out of poverty. You just had the issue of people going to school poor that are born to ashes. I never believe it was hardship that drove a lot of them into that. It's so tempting to them, forgetting that they are the point of death. So, you know, we do respect to our politicians, those who are aspiring, those who are in opposition, even those in the ruling party, even those occupying, so to speak, the choosy positions. There should be a sign of milk of human kindness. There should be, let us do things, you know, for the sake of posterity and humanity, so that Nigerians can feel a sense of feeling of belonging. Let them be, if they are calling their names, their political leanings, we have seen enough of it. We want a stable polity. We want a progressive Nigeria. We want amelioration of economic hardship. We want peace and security. All the political leaders are liable, whether you are in government, out of government, you have a duty to be able to contribute to a stable Nigeria, whatever your aspiration may be. That's my point of view. That's my stand as a philosopher and as a civil society person. You know, that's it. Yes.
Well, Agiri Chris, philosopher, vexillologist, and social affairs commentator, we thank you so very much, so profoundly, for finding time to join us today on the Polity live from KAFTAN studios in Abuja. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. Keep doing what you are doing. Keep educating the people. Keep inspiring hope on Nigerians.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, that's the most we can take. I thank our viewers and our vibrant callers for calling in to make the program interactive and conversational. Whatever anybody said on air was their personal opinion that has no relationship with the editorial policy of KAFTAN Television and its management. This is Macauley, Hunohashi, on behalf of our producer Ruben Okala and the entire production team, particularly the master control room guys that made the program possible. I remain yours sincerely, Macauley Hunohashi, saying thanks for being there on behalf of KAFTAN TV, where we imagine a beautiful world. Bye-bye and see you next time.